The snow might be lying thick, but Paul Hegarty could never have been accused of being a drifter. 15 years of fidelity to Dundee United have finally ended in divorce from Tannadice and a brave new beginning at the tender age of 35. St Johnstone have offered a dream home, which he reckons will prove that the other man's grass is always greener, even if it currently looks like Franz Klammer's playground.
No, that's right. It's like really hot, 4 or 5 inches of snow, but as everyone can see, you know, the surrounds of McDermott Park is excellent, and you know, the 4 stands, you know, it's absolutely tremendous setting.
You had 15 amazing years at Tannadice. What persuaded you to make the change in your career at this stage?
Well, it was a good change because I was playing in the reserves for just over 3 months, and the manager, Jim McLean, gave me a chance to come to St Johnstone and spoke to Alec Totten and Mr Jeff Brown, the chairman, and it was an easy persuasion on my part because they sold the club great to me.
What will you remember, Paul, of your 15 years at Tannadice?
Well, there's been many successes, really, Chic. You know, we've had 2 League Cup wins, Premier League, and obviously the European scene, you know, which we've been reasonably successful over the years.
You won't be recalled as one of the great goal scorers in your time there, though, will you?
No, that's right. No, I didn't score very many goals there, you know. But in saying that, we've had a lot of happy memories at Tannadice Park.
With it, the Hegarty's up there, there must be no, it's there! Hegarty!
United moving up, Hegarty into the box, Dodd's in there, and he's glancing in, it is Paul Hegarty! Milne slices it over, Aitken, Bannon at the far post, and he's gone in! Paul Hegarty got the touch! Eamon Bannon laid it on again. So Dundee United's second corner. Milne. Oh, it's a great goal! Paul Hegarty got it.
Well, it was a header back in, and it's there. Hegarty, the man who scored in the first leg, has improved his remarkable European record.
Well, it surprises me, you know, I didn't realise I scored so many goals for Dundee United.
Of course, you were signed in the first place by Jim McLean from Hamilton Accies as a striker.
That's correct. He signed me in '74, and I lasted about 6 games at Dundee United, and then he reverted me back to centre half.
What do you recall of these days at Douglas Park, all these decades ago?
That's right, it's a long time ago. A lot of good characters. It was part-time football then, and that was very enjoyable for me. There was a lot of great characters like Jackie McInally, Willie Hamilton, you know.
Great player.
Excellent time.
Would you have thought then, Paul, that you could go on so long, seriously?
No, looking back, Chic, I'm one of the lucky ones to be in the game for so long, 18 years, and I'm very fortunate, and all thanks to Dundee United and Jim McLean, because when I started out, I never had the expectations that what I've actually realised now. It's been a great career for me, and hopefully it can continue with St Johnstone.
What about this man, Jim McLean? We've heard a lot of things about him, and I don't think any player has been with him as long as you have. What is the real Jim McLean? Well,
he's a disciplinarian, Chic, you know, he's a hard man, you know, and if you do the business for him, you know, the rewards are there, and I've got a lot to thank Jim McLean for, and I'd like to think that I've been good for him as well as he's been good to me, and I thank him for letting me go to St Johnstone on a free transfer, and I'm very grateful for that.
When you look back over your period with Dundee United, are there any regrets? I'm thinking perhaps of the Scottish Cup here, Paul.
That's right, yeah, you know, we've been there on 4 occasions, well, I've been there on 4 occasions, and law averages says that you should really win at least 1 or 2 out of the 4, and it wasn't to be. I think that was a major disappointment in my career.
Could this be the year they're going to break that duck?
Well, that's right, you know, after beating Dundee in the last round, they've got Queen of the South of Alloa, and, you know, it's looking good for them, and hopefully they can return to Hampden and pick up that trophy.
But no regrets about coming to St Johnstone?
No, Mr Jeff Brown, the chairman of St Johnstone, and Mr Alec Totten, you know, sold the club easily to me, and I'm just delighted to come here, and the set-up really is second to none, and just delighted to play for St Johnstone.
Well, you've introduced him, Alex Totten, beside you there. Alec, I think you're a different character from Jim McLean, but why did you go and buy Paul Hegarty?
I thought he was only 30. He's 35. I brought Paul here because, first and foremost, he's a very good player. He's also a first-class person too, and that's important to me. And again, he's got a vast amount of experience, you know, 15 years with Dundee United in Premier League. He's played in Europe, played with Scotland. And I felt that's what we needed, really, in the centre of defence, a bit of experience. We've got lots of good players here, but by nature they're quiet. So Paul's an organiser, he's a talker, you know, and hence the reason he's here.
A lot of people might have raised eyebrows at his tender age, 35.
No, well, I think experience, you can't buy experience, Chic, you know, and the boy's proved he's a very good player. So see, that's the reason we brought him here.
Do you think he's the final part of the jigsaw which will take St Johnstone into the Premier Division and presumably full-time football again?
Well, it's an important part, obviously, but again, let's see, we've 14 games left, very important games. We're in the market for other players, because the manager says if you've got a good player, you're always looking for a better player, so we're trying to strengthen the squad.
And Paul, if it is a two-horse race between St Johnstone and Hegarty, do I need to ask you who's going to win it?
Well, hopefully come the middle of May that, you know, we've joined the likes of Celtic and Rangers, and hopefully we can be in the Premier League next season.
Well, 30 or not, he could be a very good buy for St Johnstone and run into the First Division Championship. It's been an interesting week for transfer dealing, with the biggest surprise the move of Kevin Gallagher to Coventry for £900,000. Now, many people would be surprised that United chose to let him go at this stage of the season, but the club are obviously quite happy about their young talent coming through. Although we see Kevin scoring here, last season he only managed 9 goals in 29 league appearances, and let's be honest, for a club like United to receive 900 grand is a great boost. Incidentally, his new club Coventry have the joint lowest total of 18 for the English First Division.